Yeah, thank you, Girishji. Yeah, I'll introduce our today's faculty, Dr. Mrs. Smita Soni. She academically she has done MCom. She is PhD in finance. She was teaching as full-time professor for MBA in subject like finance, entrepreneurship, and emotional intelligence for almost more than 18 years. She is accredited management teacher. For last 12 years, she is also studying singing Visharad. Then also studying Nad Yoga, which is also called Sound Yoga through Himalaya and Pune Gurukul. Also, she is a member of Indian Music Therapy and Music Therapy practitioner. She is a certified stress management professional. She has also done NLP and Law of Attraction. Not only that, she's also done Silva Ultra Mind Study. In 2018, she has started a training for in the name of Life Transform. So uh, today's topic is quite relevant for each one of us. So instead of taking much time, I'll request Smita Madam to take over the session and all the best for. So I also request everyone to take maximum out of this for 40-minute session. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for this lucid introduction, Avinash sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and a very warm welcome to all the people who have spared time for this beautiful subject. Or perhaps I shouldn't be saying a warm welcome. Can I say let's spend some cool time together? So, please excuse me, there seems to be a little glitch somewhere in the network and the camera is flashing in between. So, please excuse me for that. When I received an email from Tupesar some time back, I was able to see a few questions. So, I have a question to the audience. Would you like to have a regular session as such, or would you like to make it an interactive session where you would ask questions and I would answer? So, if someone is able to unmute and let me know, it would be great.
Let's make it interactive.
Great. So, yes.
Sir, you can share.
The first question that I could see in the list was, are musicians always stress free? So let me pick it up from there. What do we mean by being full of stress and being stress free? My favorite example, it so happened in the morning that I stay with a superwoman, and that superwoman is first love in the life of my husband. And you can imagine who that superwoman is. Now, when I look at the superwoman, of course, those who couldn't make it out, it's his mother, my mother-in-law. So, has to be superwoman, you know. And whenever I think about the superwoman or whenever I look at the superwoman, I have a feeling like, give me a break. Whenever I think about her, I have a little feeling like, say, maybe a little hard feeling, a question like, say, मेरी ननद इनको थोड़े दिन के लिए लेके क्यों नहीं जाती? I also have a question. Why does she get up at 5:30 in the morning? इनको तो काम पे नहीं जाना, दिन भर काम पे तो मुझे जाना है. So I have all such feelings, and I become a little stressful when I think about her. That way, our relationship is great. It so happened in the morning when I woke up. Today, I didn't have much of work in the morning. I didn't have any assignment. So I chose to put my alarm on snooze. And I just wanted to sleep for 10 minutes more. And Superwoman, you know, she can't allow me to sleep. That 10 minutes सुबह का sleep ना वो नहीं है मेरे नसीब में. Now, she will not say it, a modern mother in law. She will not directly come in my bedroom and she will not ask me or tell me to make a cup of tea. Now, what she does is she uses sounds, and there begins the sound yoga in my family. So whenever I make a cup of tea, मेरे बर्तन तो आवाज नहीं करते, but superwoman के बर्तन, they will make such a big noise that I will have to leave my sleep and get up, and then I say नहीं करते ना चाह तुम्हें बसा सासू गई, and that's the point where I start responding to the superwoman as if she is a big reason of stress in my life. जो मेरे बिल्कुल बाजू में सोए हुए हैं, सुपरवुमन के बेटे, for her the same lady, the same house, the same morning environment is not a situation which is full of stress, क्योंकि उनका स्ट्रेस को रिस्पॉन्स अलग है. Coming to the question, what is stress and what is not stress, or what is being stress free? Basically, if we choose to respond differently to a situation which we don't like, which we don't appreciate, which goes a little, say, different than what we had expected earlier, and in that situation, if we choose to control the response and give a controlled response, perhaps we will believe we are making one step towards living a stress free life. Just by being a musician, you cannot transform the life unless and until you know how to use music to transform your life. The moment I believe that this superwoman is so-called Mamta ki Murat and everything for me as well, my responses towards the superwoman start changing. How I could do it is, there are two instruments of nada or sound, is, say, dhwani or whatever, is a kind of sound wave. Physics also accepts that it is a part of the game, and if we believe that a sound wave is a part of physics, then if I create a particular sound wave, it reaches the destination, and then it is going to create equal and opposite response to that. To a large extent, I can transform the first nada or first dhwani instrument which is pre-installed here in my system. There begins the concept of life transformation through sound or stress management through sound. So, what we do in Nada Yoga is, let's first take the example of Yogasana because that is more popular. There is some kind of awareness about our existence, or we being alive, or we just being there, that is attached to our body, and we become more and more aware about our body, and we say that is yogasana. And a person who is a hatha yogi can start exercising more and more control over his body. Another example could be karma yogi, a person who is just there when he is doing some work. He is totally engaged into the activity. तो उनको हम बोलेंगे कर्म योगी है. तो for him work is worship, and the kind of quality of work that he will produce will be just fantastic. Another example could be bhakti yoga. So someone who believes that God is there and I am totally surrendered to the God, and then he will offer his prayers, etc. For him, his total awareness is attached to bhakti or towards that surrender. Similarly, in Nada Yoga, our total awareness is directed towards being associated with the sound. So right now, let's quickly do an experiential. Let's close the eyes. Let's close the eyes. If people are able to keep their videos on, it will be better for me. Let's close the eyes. Now let's become more aware about our ears. Ears is another instrument of nada, or another instrument of receiving sound. Let's receive the sounds from our people speaking at the background. We might not be aware, but if you pay attention to the ears, see, you cannot close your ears. And through your ears, you are totally connected with your surroundings 24/7. You can close the eyes, but you can't close the ears. Here, if we want to have a different kind of experience with sound, we can transform our relationship with the ears. Moving ahead, how many of you were able to listen to the sounds within? Anyone who was able to feel the sound or listen to the sound within? Let's do an experiential. Let's take a hand and let's put the hand on the chest. We can feel the vibration there. There is a rhythm, and that rhythm will decide whether our health is good or health is not all that good. So, one uh, a quick diagnosis of a person being stressful is problem with his breathing and problem with his heartbeat. Suppose I encounter a snake. At that particular moment, what will happen to my breath? My body will now need more oxygen automatically. My nose and my mouth will take in or inhale more oxygen. That is a natural reaction. So at this particular moment, I am seeing a snake. मेरी सांस फूल गई, and if I take my pulse, and now we have those oximeters and smart watches which can quickly find out what's happening inside you. So it will show that my blood pressure is shooting up just by looking at a cobra. I have not even touched it. I am not even aware whether the cobra has seen me and उनके कुछ प्लान है क्या कि स्मिता सोनी को आके काटे. Even without knowing this, my body has responded differently. So this is the concept of being stressful. So ये किसी के भी साथ होता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि musicians are not stressful. Now, that was the first question that I saw in the list. Is it that the musicians are not in stress? So, to answer this question, हमने ये दो तीन चीजें देखी कि स्ट्रेस क्या है. तो मेरा रिस्पॉन्स है सिचुएशन को जिसकी वजह से आई एम फीलिंग स्ट्रेसफुल. द सेम सिचुएशन मे नॉट बी स्ट्रेसफुल एट ऑल. So we took that example. The superwoman, my mother-in-law, makes me feel a little stressful and activates a different self-talk in me. And that self-talk, again, is in the form of vibration. I will come to that point later. In the same situation, मेरे हस्बैंड अभी भी आराम से सो रहे हैं. उनके लिए सुपरवुमन ममता की मूर्त है. कोई स्ट्रेस की बात ही नहीं है. So in the same situation, one person could feel stressful, another may not feel stressful. So that was the first question which we tried to address too. दूसरे क्वेश्चन की ओर मैं जाती हूँ. I hope this is making sense to you. दूसरा क्वेश्चन that I can see is again the same question has come again. Do musicians get stressed? Of course they will get stressed. Hello, can we use this for success in business? Yes. I will come to this question a little later. How music helps in managing stress? Okay. तो अब इस क्वेश्चन की ओर डायरेक्टली चलते हैं. For this, let me share a setting from a daily newspaper. I have also given a link at the left side.
Now it is visible.
It's visible, na? Thank you.
Yes.
राजम यांचे व्हायोलिन वादन ऐकून कोमातून महिला बाहेर डॉक्टरचा होता सल्ला. So one more thing, those who understood what it meant, one more thing I will read out for you. कुमार सानूचा आवाज ठरला आजारांवर उपचार. One more I will share with you. Hypersonic weapon, the new US bomb kills long before you hear it. We are now trying to answer the question, how music can help in managing stress. अभी पहले हमने देखा था कि अल्टीमेटली साउंड वेव एक अपने फिजिकल वर्ल्ड का हिस्सा है. लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस हैव हर्ड अबाउट सोनोग्राफी? It is ultrasound, right? So a human ear may not be able to hear or listen to certain sounds or certain frequencies, but electronic instrument may be able to catch them. So these are sound frequencies, and through that, a baby which is not even born could be seen very clearly on a screen. This is one example. Another example that I shared just now was the two news that were there in papers. One was N. Rajam. She is a violinist. Her rag darbari. Those who are interested can note down the name of this raga. We are essentially addressing to this particular point how music contributes in managing stress. So, a lady was in coma and she was admitted in a hospital in Kolkata. While she was getting the regular treatment from a medical doctor, her medical doctor suggested that the lady should also listen to this particular raga, Rag Darbari of N. Rajam on violin. After a few days of this exercise, the lady started responding to the medicines. And then later she came out of coma. So, what N. Rajam claims is she has been awarded with Padma Shri and such highest cadre of awards, but that her violin is able to save someone's life is the biggest award to her in her life. Another example that we could see was Kumar Sanu. A patient was admitted somewhere in Switzerland while someone in his room was playing a song, कुछ ना कहो कुछ भी ना कहो. Now this is just a Bollywood song, a filmy song, but it so happened when the patient was earlier not giving response to the medicines much, when the patient listened to this song, his body responded. And then every time when the patient listened to this particular song, his body responded. And then the doctor said they are going to now test the frequency in the voice here, the instrument of nada or the instrument of sound that Kumar Shanu has, and it is being tested in 240 hospitals all over the world. Sounds interesting. Sound has got certain power, and let me now share a screen with you. Just give me a minute.
To describe to you the effect of cymatic frequencies on matter.
That is matter. Matter is vibrating because of the sound wave. This is fluid, a liquid. Music is creating vibrations. This is water. With the drum beats, that wave is changing. Air.
Everything owes existence solely and completely to sound.
This is fire. Fire. Fire is responding to the sound. So we need not play the whole video. I hope you all are there because quite a lot of videos are off.
Yes, yes, we are there.
We are now seeing how music can impact this body. This body is made up of 5 elements. Can someone tell me which are those 5 elements? Any one element which you recollect?
पृथ्वी जल अग्नि वायू आकाश.
Yes, Asian Center. Had this been a physical lecture, I would have given you a Cadbury.
Thank
A,
you.
a big round of applause for you. May I know your name, ma'am?
My name is Pratima Khandekar.
Pratibha. Thank you so much. So, this body is made up of these 5 elements. One is Prithvi Tattva. Prithvi Tattva is matter, the physical matter which we can touch. Right now in the video, we saw the sound wave was able to create vibrations and the matter was vibrating with music. पृथ्वी के बाद आता है जल, आप तत्व. So we saw with the drum beats, the water was uh, getting full of different patterns. Even that sound wave was moving. The water wave was moving. पृथ्वी आप, उसके बाद है तेज. तेज is fire. So we could see that flame was dancing when the person was playing piano. पृथ्वी आप तेज. तेज के बाद है वायु. Vayu is the air element, and if you could see the playing cards, Mike was playing music and the playing cards were vibrating. So that is air, Vayu Tattva, and after that is space. Space is overall space surrounding everything. It's not only the kind of akash or sky that we see. So Akash Tattva is actually the space. So the scientists claim that all the experiments shown in this particular video are real. You can go to the internet and check all other such experiments made by them. We saw this 2-minute video to understand that sound wave touches our body, and of course it touches our mind. We can now close the eyes. Please, once again, we will do an experiential. We all will close the eyes, please. No cheating. We can open the eyes. How many of us could hear the sound wave, basically, the sound? All of us? Please be interactive so that the session is interesting for me as well.
Yes, yes.
Did it touch our mind?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we say it all touched our ears. है ना? The auditory nerve took the signal to the brain. We could hear it. But then after that, what happened? We interpreted it and it touched our mind. So when I was playing that bell, what did you feel? Can someone share? क्या कोई शेयर करना चाहेंगे? What did you feel?
Like it was a long kind of an echo, and it was a very pleasing sound.
Okay, it was a pleasing sound.
In open area, and like you can hear it
Open
through
area.
mountains, that kind of a thing.
Great. And
I felt like I'm in some big mandir where this
temple.
bell
Okay.
is ringing.
Did someone quickly change the time zone, became a child, went to the school, and had a feeling of चला शाळा सुटली, घंटा वाजली?
Rather, it was morning temple,
Right,
not school, temple. Maybe
right,
because of each part of it.
right.
We didn't go in school, we went to
Okay,
Mandir
right,
morning.
right. So someone went to church, someone to temple, someone to school, someone could just feel the echoes. And here we are going to the next level, and now we have understood that sound doesn't only touch our body, it also touches our mind. So I hope I am now addressing that question, how music can be used or how sound can be used to manage the stress. Now we are at this particular moment where we have taken two, three questions. What is stress? Then how to use music for addressing to this particular thing. We have spoken about capacity of a raga to create certain vibrations. Then we saw a video, and then we said beyond the vibrations, it also creates certain moods. When we speak about music as such, it has a beautiful capacity to change our moods instantly. Again, let's do an experiential. Let's close the eyes. Let's close the eyes. Perhaps the distance between my instrument and the mic is a little bigger. You keep your eyes closed. I will come closer. I should be more audible now. You can open your eyes. When I was just humming a few musical notes, did you feel कि एक हीरो है, एक हीरोइन है, इट मस्ट बी अ रोमांटिक सॉन्ग, एंड प्यार 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 करके हीरोइन या हीरो एक दूसरे के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैड दैट फीलिंग विद दीज नोट्स? I don't know why that glitch is there today. My screen is also dancing. So, how many of us could feel कि this must be a romantic song and प्यार 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 must be the mood of this song? I sang something like this. And how many of you thought that this must be some kind of stotra or mantra? This must be a prayer being offered to God.
Om Bhu Bhuvasvah, I think.
Prayer, I feel.
Yeah,
Right.
almost like
Prayer
a
for
prayer
God.
only.
Yes, it sounded like a prayer, like a prayer. So in Nad Yoga, what we say is if a sound wave has this beautiful capacity of addressing to your emotions, why we should not use it to bring a quick shift or even an instant shift in the moods which are hurting a person. So let's quickly do one exercise. Uh, when we speak about music, we must have heard that music may there are a few rasas. Ras actually means a mood that a particular song will initiate. So let me give you an example. आप में से कोई एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हैं? अगर हास्य रस के मैं बारे में बात करूं, हास्य रस, लाफ्टर, can you suggest a Bollywood song which can instantly change a mood of a person? We have still not gone into the depth of the subject. अभी ऊपर ही ऊपर में it is still very powerful.
Many songs from Padosan movie
Right.
is light one.
एक चतुर नार करके सिंगार.
Yeah, it changes the mood.
It will immediately change the mood. Now, our proposition here is it may not change the situation, but it will help the person to come out of his bad mood. And music can powerfully do that without taking a medicine or some kind of medical treatment. Another could be Pacharupaya bara ana marega bhaiya na 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 na. So these songs will immediately make a person smile. हर एक जनरेशन के साथ उनके अलग अलग गाने रहेंगे. इफ इट्स माय सन, ही विल हैव डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ सॉन्ग्स. ओके, ही विल मे बी play some western songs which will create these kinds of moods for him. Another could be veera ras. Whenever a person is feeling down, आज मुझ में एनर्जी नहीं है, मैं दम लो, मैं थकले, मुझे आज बहुत काम था. इस पर्टिकुलर मोमेंट में आप देखिए, कोई आर्मी बैंड का सॉन्ग सुनिए, या बॉलीवुड फिल्म से कोई ऐसे सॉन्ग रहेगा कि कंधों से मिलते हैं सॉन्ग, एंड डू अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ परेड इवन फॉर 30 seconds. Just see before and after effect. In 1 minute or even less than 1 minute, you will start feeling that your energy level is enhancing. Exactly reverse of that. There is too much of energy, too much of excitement, or even at times there is too much of anxiety for something, and a person is not able to sleep. In this particular moment, just think about a song which will, you can think about a lorry. जो गाना जब आप नन्हे बच्चे थे, आपकी मम्मी ने या नानी ने आपको सुनाया है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल a tune like this. Now this is a Marathi tune. मराठीमध्ये आपण ओवी म्हणतो याला. सावळा रामचंद्र माझ्या हातानी जेवतो, उरलेल्या घासासाठी थवा रागूंचा थांबतो. सावळा रामचंद्र रत्नमंचकी झोपतो, त्याला पाहता लाजून चंद्र आभाळी लोपतो. सावळा रामचंद्र चार भावात खेळतो, हिरकांच्या मेळाव्यात नीलमणी उजळतो. सावळा रामचंद्र करी भावंडासी प्रीत, थोरा थोरांनी शिकावी बाळाची ही बाळरीत. All of us have got smartphones. Now, those who don't like to sing can download these particular songs. We can make a list of emotions which generally could be affecting our moods. So this is a little dynamic thing, because as I gave the example, a particular superwoman triggers something in me but doesn't trigger the same thing in my husband. Okay. So what are the emotions which create a particular trigger and they bother me? If I spend 10 minutes on this, and if I download a few songs and keep them handy, ready in my phone. Now that's the next question that I'm addressing. Is it possible to use music therapy or use music only when you are alone, or when you are practicing it as a practitioner, or you can even use it while you are at work? So, uh, uh, if you are talking to someone, if you are talking to your boss, or if you are speaking over a phone, it would not sound great, not a great idea to play a particular song in uh, loud noise. But how about keeping these songs very handy in your hand, in your mobile phone, and whenever you require, in a soft tone, you can just play these songs. We have got a capacity to attach to these songs very quickly. Okay? For someone who is of my dad's age, a song like Ichik dana bichik dana dane upar dana ichik dana would immediately make him feel very energetic or enthusiastic, because he will immediately go to his young days, and those young days के memory या college days के memories जो भी हैं, that will create a kind of energy in him. So this is how we can use different songs. These may not be great therapeutic songs as such, but they will help us in a quick shift in our moods, and that's a great idea. So, going to the next question, if the audience here has some other questions other than the list, please feel free to ask me as well. So, we just now saw this question. Should it be done only when you're alone, or can be done at workplace? What can I do for sound sleep? Okay, that's a great question. Just now we spoke about Enrajam and her Rag Darbari. Rag Darbari is a beautiful supportive tune which will help you in falling quickly to a sleep. Especially, I would suggest, एक तो N Rajam है ही. So let me quickly address to this particular point. It's already 8:42. Just give me a feedback. Are you finding this session useful?
Very well. Very well.
Yes, thank you. क्योंकि वीडियोस ऑफ है, मुझे किसी के फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन पता नहीं चल रहे, तो इट्स अ लिटिल डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी टू
It's a
अंडरस्टैंड.
wonderful session, ma'am. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you, thank you. So let me take you quickly through these musical instruments. So we were speaking about sleep. Let me complete that point first. We are talking about Rag Darbari and violin. So if you see the construction of that musical instrument, it has got certain thing which is extracted from Mother Earth. Music in our own language, or any unknown language. Any unknown language will also create the impact. However, in your own language, you will also be able to interpret the language. Okay. So I will come to that question later. So if we see the construction of a musical instrument, if we see this instrument, you can see that there is a pumpkin here. This is a real pumpkin. This is wood. Wood comes from Mother Earth. Okay, trees. This is a string, and this is metal. It is also extracted from Mother Earth. I'm playing it with my fingers, and I'm also matter. Okay? Prithvi Tattva. So we have such string instruments. आप में से कितने लोगों ने ये शब्द सुना है कि सॉरी, ये सुन के मेरे दिल के तार छिड़ गए. दिल के तार, right? So string instruments can quickly address to those so-called strings in your heart. They are not physically present. If you see this kind of instrument, okay, this is metal, wood, and then this is animal skin. Okay, it will create a rhythm. How many of you have gone to a procession, Ganpati Made, and you are listening to that big dhol, big drums, and after 30-40 seconds or so, you start feeling that those drums are not beating outside. The sound is coming from your own body, coming from your own heart, or coming from your own stomach. And after some time, it becomes unbearable. Unless and until you have a good practice of withstanding that big sound and those drum beats. Okay. So, drum therapy is yet another branch of music therapy. Then, if you see something like this, these are called as Gana Vadya, Gana. These are full of metal or full of one single matter. If you can see this, these are 5 human beings sitting in a meditation pose. This is a mindfulness instrument. How to utilize this? We first look at this. Our eyes connect to this. Then we read this. This is Om Mani Padme Hum, a mantra. This is Om. And this is a mantra here on the outer wall. Om Mani Padme Hum. We read it. We look at Om. We touch it. This is heavy. This is a little cold because this is metal. This is wood. We are talking about this being a mindfulness instrument. So, we are looking at it. This metal also may have a particular smell. The brass has a particular smell if you are conscious about it or sensitive about it. This is wood. And then when we look at it and when we are totally mindful about it, तभी ये बजेगा. Otherwise ये ठीक से नहीं बजेगा. Just let's make an experiment. Let us see to what extent you are able to connect with this. You were able to hear that?
Yes, till end.
Yes,
Till
yes.
end.
Yes. In yoga, the definition of yoga says yoga chitta vritti nirodha. So, chitta is mind, and what are the properties of your mind? Your mind will always wander here and there, and mind will keep on going towards, say, sexual attractions. It will go to food and hunger. It will go to sleep. It will go to the dream world. तो योगा में चित्त वृत्ति अलग अलग जो है that they have explained. And then what is yoga? You bring back your habit of wandering here and there. So such instruments help us in being mindful and bringing back the wandering mind towards one thing. For 5 minutes, if we are using a musical instrument and then we are attaching our awareness to that, automatically we have started detaching our awareness from so many other things. So, if for 5 minutes we are able to do this music or sound based meditation, this is not complicated. Moreover, this is not religious also. तो मैंने आज नहाया क्या नहीं, आज कौन सा वार है, आज अशुभ दिन है क्या, what color of clothes am I wearing. So these things are a little distant from this. So I can use these things and I can be mindful, I can bring my awareness to these things, and then I can shift to my work, or I can shift to my sleep, or I can shift to my studies. So that is how it will contribute in being more focused at work. तो हम जब म्यूजिक थेरेपी के बड़े सेशंस लेते हैं तो इन दैट केस वी एक्चुअली हैव दीज एक्सपीरियंशियल सेशंस and we actually see the experience when you actually handle these instruments, or when you feel these vibrations, or even western instruments like this, the guitar. So it will create that impact in the mind. तो अभी सवाल हमने देखा कि हाउ इट विल impact the sleep. I will take one more question. The question is there in the chat box. Ki music in our known language or any unknown language. So when we speak about Nada Yoga has got the first branch, which is Vani. Nada Yoga says you should have Yuktimat Vani. So strategically learn to use your language skills. Yuktimat Vani. So in Vani we have Bhasha, that is language, and words will create a particular impact, because since childhood you have learned to interpret the words and respond to the words. So Nad Yoga will not only stop with the sound frequencies, but it will also utilize the words that the music has. And there is an entirely different branch which will come under the umbrella of Nadi Yoga, which addresses to your language skills, grammar, syntax, then the way you pronounce certain things, then voice, tone, pitch, everything. So if I have to say something to say my child, I might say it in a different tone. And if I have to tell a similar thing to my subordinate or say to my maid servant, my tone will change. Unless and until my tone changes, the other person may not respond to me. So all these things will come under the branch of Nadi Yoga only. So one branch is Vani. Under Vani, again, there are 4 different types of Vanis. Right now, we don't have that much of time, so we will not go into that. Those who are interested, for them, I'm telling these Vanis are Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari. So, Para, you cannot hear that, but it exists in the form of vibrations. So, it could be somewhat like Anahat Nad, or a kind of feeling where you think that someone is going to call you, and in next 5 minutes that person actually calls you. So it is some kind of that connection. So that is Para. After that there is Pashyanti. Now there are hundreds and thousands of thoughts which are surging inside our personality. We even don't come to know about all of them. When we start looking at a particular thought, ki ha, this particular thought is coming in my mind, it becomes Pashyanti. You are looking at it. After that it is Madhyama. Now in Madhyama I start encoding it in a particular language with the help of words, and then it is Vaikhari. So with Vaikhari I will actually speak with you. So गणाधीश जोईश सर्वा गुणाचा, मुळारंभ आरंभ तो निर्गुणाचा, नमो शारदा मूळ चत्वारी वाचा, गमू पंथ आनंत या राघवाचा. So these are 4 Vadis which Nada Yoga speaks about. And word is a very powerful tool which music therapy has. So, any other question? I can see that there are still a lot of questions. I address 2-to-1 sessions with patients who may have a particular problem, and we can have group sessions as well. HR challenges. Okay. What HR challenges may have, people may face is, as an HR person in your company, you have initiated music. So it's quite possible that a few of the people who are a little mischievous or fun loving may pay more attention कि अरे चलो चलो बाहर situation ऐसा है, let me change the song on my mobile. And instead of focusing at work, a few fun loving or a little badmash people may focus more on the music part itself. But it's not a great danger as such. So I don't think music or music therapy as such has much a negative side. If you choose to handle it properly, it will always create positive impact in your company. So what you can start is, in the morning you can start your day with some instrumental music which may not have specific words. You can have ragas like uh, raga bilawal. Okay, those who are interested can note down. It would be raga bilawal. It would create positive energy in the people. Then rag bhairavi. Rag bhairavi is also a positive raga, and it will help people to speak with each other in a softer tone, and it will keep a better and peaceful environment at workplace. So at the background you can play these ragas. At the time of lunch you can play rag sarang or rag multani. It will help with better digestion of the food. So during lunch time आप ये कर सकते हैं, घर में तो बिल्कुल ही कर सकते हैं. In the evening what happens is the sun is now setting, and for next 12, 13 or 14 hours the whole world will be taken over by darkness till the next morning. So naturally your body will have that feeling कि this beautiful world is, say, going away from my vision. In that case you feel a little gloomy. So songs like Puriya Dhanashri, Rag Marwa will help you to adjust with those changing or shifting times. And at night, if husband and wife are coming together and they are, say, in a romantic mood, they can choose ragas like, say, Rag Bageshri, Rag Yaman. If there are, say, old people who want to sleep, they can choose ragas like Rag Pilu, Rag Shivaranjani, again Rag Bhairavi, Rag Darbari. These ragas will help them in having better sleep. And then in the morning, again there is a Sandhi Kala. Now you are totally relaxed, your body is feeling comfortable, and now a hectic day is coming over. So in the morning, sometimes people may feel कि अरे one more day, इतनी जल्दी मेरा अलार्म बज गया, क्यों सुबह है? So if that shifting gears is difficult for you, in the morning you can listen to varieties of Raga Bhairav. So Rag Bhairav again will help you with these changing times. So in the morning it was Rag Bhairav and varieties of Rag Bhairav. In the evening, from light to darkness, it was Rag Puriya, Puriya Dhanashri Marva. In Ayurveda, there is a mention about Kapha, Vata and Pitta cycle, Samay Chakra. And in music therapy also, there is a cycle of Kapha, Vata and Pitta. And the ragas are given when which raga should be listened to. So if you follow this a little bit, it will help us in adjusting to the changing environment in better manner. तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि कोई एसिडिटी के लिए कोई मेडिसिन लेगा, तो ऐसा कोशिश करके देखो कि एसिडिटी के लिए आप राग जयजयवंती सुन के देखो. शुरुआत में मेडिसिन भी लो, राग जयजयवंती भी लो. See how your body responds to that, and slowly see if your body is responding to raga in a better and better way. Okay? तो जिनको बीपी, शुगर या ऐसे डिसीज के लिए प्रिस्क्राइब्ड डेली मेडिकेशंस हैं, उनके लिए ये मैं नहीं प्रिस्क्राइब कर रही कि मेडिसिन को इम्पोर्टेंस मत दो. Okay, so please don't have some other meaning of what I am telling in the session. हाँ, मैंने किसी को बीपी के या शुगर के मेडिसिन बंद करने को नहीं बोला. आप ऐसा सोचो कि स्ट्रेस की वजह से आपको कोई दवाई दी जा रही है, तो हाउ यू कैन इंक्रीज योर रिस्पॉन्स टू दीज मेडिसिन्स फॉर द therapy. Yes, but in a 45-minute session I would rather choose not to speak about mantras. They say, amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam anaushadam, ayogya purusho nasti, yojakastatra durlabha. So, amantram aksharam nasti. So, there is no letter which a human being can utter and it doesn't have a property of a mantra. But mantra is entirely a powerful and different branch, and I don't think in a group session we should speak about mantras. If someone has a habit of listening to the mantras, uh, any mantra that you like, without asking a concerned authority, I don't think that is a great idea. So, those who like such things can resort to stotras and mantras. सो कुठलाही मंत्र कौन सा भी मंत्र आपने इंटरनेट से लिया और उसको 2-3 घंटा सुना या उसको बाय हार्ट करके 108 बार बोला तो नॉट अ ग्रेट आइडिया. आपको ये करना ही है तो आप श्री गणपति स्तोत्र बोल सकते हो, राम रक्षा बोल सकते हो, गणपति अथर्व शीर्ष बोल सकते हो, देवी स्तोत्र बोल सकते हो, तो जिसमें बीज मंत्र नहीं है एंड योर बॉडी हैज अ कैपेसिटी टू एब्जॉर्ब दैट. नहीं तो फिर हीट इतनी बढ़ेगी तो इट विल क्रिएट अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर यू. इवन एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट लाइक दिस, तो यू आर नॉट सपोज टू लिसन टू दिस ऑन इंटरनेट फॉर 8 hours 4 hours. नहीं, 5 minutes इज इनफ, not more than that. See, when these instruments came up in civilization, it was a different kind of civilization. Now, today, what happens is this is a particular metal, and there might be some silver or some metal in my tooth. And if there is some kind of resonance between this metal, I mean, the sound and the vibration that my tooth may have. So a research is being done in this. Some people have a stent in the heart, some people have screw in the joints, and for them it is not at all advisable. So in group sessions, I don't advise that this or even this bell is something which we should listen to for more than 5 minutes. 5 minute के लिए ठीक है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. So I think, Avinash sir, the topic is really vast and it's not possible to.
Who have taken time and attended this session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. See you
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot, ma'am.
again.
Thanks a lot.